Hello everyone and welcome back to GM Details. In today's video we're going to take a look at some products from GB Detailing. Thanks to Gavin for sending these up to me. We're going to take a look at the glass cleaner, a wheel cleaner, shampoo, we've got a quick detailer, we've got some snow foam, we've even got a wax, and we've got some new antibacterial cleaner as well for the car. So let's go and see on the car how they got on. So first up we have Orbit Wheel Cleaner. You should always clean your wheels first. And the first job is to pressure wash away any loose dirt or brake dust that's on the wheel already. Clean out the arches with the pressure washer. Now I'm looking on the side of the bottle here for dilution instructions, but with the trigger head being on the top of the bottle, it's a good clue that it's ready to use. That's not always the case though, so bear in mind, always read the instructions. So the wheel cleaner is suitable for all types of wheel faces, so you've got diamond cut wheels, safe for them, and steel wheels, even plastic wheel trims. So we'll just let the wheel cleaner dwell on the wheel at the moment and just see if it's any good for cleaning tyres as well. What I'm using here is the trusty tyre scrubbing brush. A link in the description below where to get one. Now a wee tip I learned here from Martin at Obsessive Car Detailer is to rinse out your brushes before you put them back in your clean shampoo bucket that you're going to use for your wheels. That way you're not contaminating your clean suds for your to clean the wheel barrels and stuff for your brushes. So always clean out the brushes before you put your brush into your clean shampoo. That way then it's going to reduce the risk of scratching from the brake dust and grit that's possibly embedded in the brush bristles. So this first test is to use it contactless. We've sprayed it on, let it dwell, and we're just rinsing off. So let's see how good it is with this particular wheel. Quick inspection here, and it looks to do a very good job indeed. Now the wheels weren't overly caked in brake dust and stuff as you saw. It was only just a light coating, but it still left some dirt still to be removed with a contact wash. You could easily get that with a shampoo on your wash mitt possibly. But for a maintenance clean contactlessly, it's actually done very well. Time now to see whether we can remove the remains of the brake dust off the wheel using a Valley Pro wheel brush. Now the wheel cleaner itself foams up particularly well when you're using it with a brush, and I like that in a wheel cleaner. I just like a product that foams up when you're using it. It might not be of any use, but I just like it. To me, it makes it as if it's working and you can see the dirt coming through out with the foam. Why am I cleaning the tyres again? Oh yeah, that's because you always clean them again. As you can see there, we've got some white foam, which means the tyres are clean enough to accept the dressing that we're going to put on. The next thing that we're going to clean is the barrels of the wheel, the inner barrels, just where the calipers live, and round the rotor or round your brake disc. So we need to clean these out and we need to use a brush. There's various things available. I prefer using this brush here, which is an EZ brush or Easy brush, and it's got lovely soft bristles. The brush itself can fit into the smallest of spokes and get in between them and clean thoroughly. It's a really handy soft tool to use. Now these wheels weren't exactly in terrible condition. They're well maintained, they're kept pretty well. There is some dirt and grime there, but not a lot that you would consider a true test for a proper dedicated wheel cleaner. So all I can say is that it's worked really well on these wheels, as would an all-purpose cleaner, deleted at 10 to 1 possibly. So all I can do is I will keep the wheel cleaner and use it again, and the next customer that I have dirty wheels, I'll use it on that and I'll post the results on Instagram for you to see. Now preparations for the pre-wash is again same as the wheels, but it's best that you try and remove with the pressure washer as much of the loose dirt and debris off the car as possible, just so that the snow foam has actually got a chance to work against the traffic film, which is a layer of greasy film that comes on the car from the road. So that could be like diesel, petrol, mixture of antifreeze, screen wash, everything that comes from a car drips on the road. When it rains, it all collects up, and then when you drive through, all of that gunk gets deposited on the side of your car, and that's what traffic film is. So the more that you can rinse off of the loose stuff, the more that the snow foam or citrus pre-wash, whatever you prefer to put on the car as a pre-wash, the more effective it can be. Snow Foam Pro then, it's the Alkaline edition of snow foams from GB Detailing. It's a rather dubious colour for a liquid. Oh yes, it looks like something you'd give to the doctor. Anyway, in all my hilarity, I forgot to press record on applying the snow foam. So this is what it looks like dwelling. As you can see, it coats it in quite an even coat of snow foam. It doesn't run off too quickly, so it gives a really good dwell time. Now this I let sit on the car for about 8 minutes in total. Again, during the summertime use, you would think about maybe 4 or 5 minutes, due to you don't want anything like snow foam baking onto the side of your car. But in the winter time, when the temperatures are low and the sunshine doesn't dry anything, that is okay then to leave stuff on just a little bit longer, so it's a little bit more forgiving in the winter. Lets you get your Instagram shots out. Now I'm supposed to be getting the buckets of water ready for the wash, but you just can't help but play around when you're waiting on the dwell time. So here's the sort of arty shots from the snow foam dwelling. And as the time goes on, as you can see, the snow foam is pretty much stuck on the side of the car, and that's all helping to soften up that dirt that's on it. So in total, it's been dwelling for about 8 minutes, and we're just ready to rinse off now to see how effective it's going to be. Now, another tip, if you own one of these stubby guns with a quick release, when you've changed the nozzle there, always check away from the car. The last thing you want to do if you've not put it in correctly is press that trigger and that little piece of plastic goes shooting at your car and dents it or scratches it. So always test it away from the car. Just get it into your routine. You don't want that ruining your day. Now the second tip with these is hold the pressure washer no closer than here. Just as you'll see that as the fan just starts to begin to break up a little, that's as close as you want to go with your car. Any closer and you're running the risk of damage to your paintwork. Same as always, I rinse off the snow foam under pressure from the bottom of the door upwards. That way then you get to see where you've been, where the snow foam hasn't yet had a chance to drip down the side of the car. And also be careful of any lower areas of your car if they have any rust spots, any rust bubbles. If too much high pressure near those areas and you're going to lift the paint off the car, then the water gets underneath the clear coat and can start causing considerable damage. So if you have any of these rust spots, try and stay away from it with your pressure washer. Anyway, let's get back to the snow foam. So as we can see, we're rinsing off there, and there's still showing remains of the last stage protection which was on the car, which is good because with it being a high alkaline snow foam, there's every chance that the alkalinity can help degrade the last stage of protection. It was only a quick detailer anyway, so I'm actually really surprised that it's still there or still showing remains of it being there. It's about 3 to 4 months since it was last applied. So let's just have a wee test to see how the cleaning power has been. Car looks great so far. This will be the real test to see if it's actually removed the traffic film. And there's still quite a lot of dirt on the car. I know it doesn't look like it, that's the thing, the car is still wet. So if the car's wet, it's reflecting the light and you're seeing that as a shiny car. But the true test of it is, yeah, not so great. We move on now to the bucket wash. So we're using 2 buckets, one with shampoo, one with clear water with a grit guard in the bottom. And the shampoo of choice, GB Detailing Purity. Looking forward to trying this. So the dilution is 1200 to 1. The shampoo is extremely thick. So I'm using this in a little measuring cup. As you can see, it's so thick that it won't even come out of the cup. As you just throw it in the bucket, let the water do the mixing. So I've used 20 millilitres. So the 500 milliliter bottle is going to last months and months and months and months, 20 ml per wash, because the suds, as you'll see, that comes from this is just fantastic. Now I just used a grit guard in the rinse bucket. What's that? Yeah, well, it's a grit guard. It's designed to help keep the dirt underneath that grit guard. Once it's placed in the bottom of the bucket, it stays there, and it means that any dirt that's really brought in from your wash mitt goes to the bottom of the bucket, stays there, and the grit guard prevents it from coming back up into the cleaner water. So look at that, look how the shampoo is. Like, it's velvety. The suds are incredible. You've got a nice velvety, thick, luxury shampoo, and the slickness is really good as well. It's a very, very enjoyable shampoo to use. In fact, I would go so far to say it's one of the top 5 shampoos that I've used this year. Really, really impressed with how this has been, all on slickness, suds, and overall cleaning power. Ease of rinse off as well, as you'll see. Now after a panel and the windows, it's time to rinse off that mitt already. It's very important that you rinse thoroughly and wring out the mitt outside of the buckets, right to the bottom of the shampoo bucket. There's no point just lifting the suds out the top. The shampoo solution is in the bucket. Use it back up onto the roof line there, and you can just see how slick that is as it's gliding along. No effort at all. It's really, really good. And once you've been round the whole of the car, you're still left with plenty of suds left in the bottom of the bucket. So the suds last the whole way through the wash. You're still left with very, very good quality luxury suds. Really impressive shampoo. Absolutely love it. Now I'm going to say something quite controversial here, because I've seen quite a few reviews from various products and people saying things like shampoos, oh, you could probably get away with using 2,000 to 1 from this shampoo or 3,000 to 1 from this shampoo. But the thing is, it's been formulated to work. at the dilution rates which is specified on the shampoo itself. If you push them to extremes, then you're only making the product weaker. So the product is designed to work at those concentration levels advertised. Remember, overall, for a cleaning product, it's the cleaning aspect of it that's important. So if you over dilute it, then you're weakening the cleaning power of that particular product. PPP. Anyway, as you can see from this shampoo, it's rinsing off really well. No residues. I don't know what it's like to use in the summertime because I'm only using it autumn into winter, but I don't imagine there to be too many problems from it. If there is a chance for you using it in direct sunlight, then just do one side of the car at a time. Okay, next up we have Silk, which is the quick detailer stroke sealant. It's a bit strange in that description there. A quick detailer is a quick detailer and a sealant is a sealant. This one's a hybrid from the two, so quite interesting, this particular product. Anyway, it's designed to make your paintwork glossy and slick and hydrophobic. So once we're adding it onto the paintwork here, you just use your drying towel, and that helps to distribute the product, mixes in with the water and leaves a nice durable shiny surface for you. Applies very well, light as a drying aid, it leaves no residue, no stickiness, and buffs off, as you can see there, without any problems whatsoever. Now I'm using a cheap drying towel here. This one's an RAC microfiber drying towel. The reason why I'm just using a cheap one here is because once you start applying quick detailers as a drying aid, then the quick detailer then obviously absorbs into the towel. So when you go and wash the towel then becomes hydrophobic. And the last thing you want for a drying towel is for it to become hydrophobic, because it just won't absorb anything anymore. So be mindful of that if you're using your very expensive twist microfiber towels. Just use cheap ones as drying aids, and then the next time you come to wash the car, if you just want to dry it as a protected car would be, then you can use those ones. So be very mindful that if you use a drying aid, your towels may become ineffective afterwards. The other thing about this quick detailer slash sealant is the scent. People, as they walked past, were commenting on what a lovely scent there was in the air, and they were asking what I was using. So I liked the scent so much that I even went out and bought the aftershave that it's from. So it's Tom Ford and Black Orchid, but I'm not sure if they're all scented like that, so it might be something worth contacting Gavin at GB Detailing to ask him. So the finished result, as you can see here, the car is looking very glossy indeed. A darker grey colour car like that, it's quite difficult to get a shine on, but the light's reflecting off that beautifully. Very, very nice. Now, Vitro glass cleaner. Looking forward to using this. I've heard some good things from Gavin's Facebook group. A lot of people recommended the glass cleaner, so I was keen to try this. A couple of spritz on the glass and work it in. No dramas, everything just works as it should. No streaking, no residues, buffs off perfectly. Now I have to admit that I don't always clean the glass every time I clean the car. So I sometimes get left with some water spots on the corner of the windscreen where the wiper doesn't get in contact with the glass. So I was keen to see if this would help lift them, and you can see them disappearing there, which is really good. It's a good, strong acting glass cleaner, and it also helps if you have any of those water spots. And believe me, that the glass cleaner cut through any of the grime and grease that was on the glass without any trouble whatsoever. The wipers were working better. It was clearer to see out the glass at night time as well, and it's something my wife is quite particular about having a clean and clear windscreen while she's driving at night time. So now the windscreen's clear, we're going to take an old microfiber cloth, put some of the glass cleaner on the cloth and clean the wiper blades. These pick up all the road grime and traffic film just the same as your car does, so it's important after every clean just to give them a clean over with a cloth, and your glass cleaner just keeps them in good condition. And you can see the cloth there, just as you wipe over it, how that sort of brown residue that comes off, that's all your grime. And the grimier and the greasier your wiper blades are, that's what makes your windscreen wipers smear on the glass. So that's it. After all the hard work we've done, and really, when you look at the car, you'd think it had been polished or something. You know, that's just a snow foam, shampoo, glass cleaner, and a quick detailer, and look how good the car looks. And you have to take my word for this, but the scent is still in the air even now, after half an hour to an hour after cleaning the car. So what do you think, guys? Let me know in the comments what you think of how the car looks after using the GB Detailing range of products. So that about wraps up the video from GB Detailing products. What did you think of them? What did you think of how they looked? Have you used GB Detailing before? The GB Detailing has their own group of Facebook fans of the products, and if you want to take a look at that, just search on Facebook for GB Detailing, and the discussion group for the products will pop up there. And I'll just pop in the last credits, I'll put on some of the photographs from some of the results from the people who absolutely love the products. So just give a shout out to those guys there as well. So thanks for entering your photographs into that little competition, and you're all winners, so I'm going to put up all your photographs just at the end, so stay tuned for that. But again, thanks for watching the video. Hope to see you in the next one. Take care, guys. See you later. Bye bye.
That super bass got boom, boom. Got me dead live, I'm Kurt Cobain, boom, boom. Sip ace, that super bass got boom, boom. Got me dead live, I'm Kurt Cobain, boom, boom. Sip ace, that freaking down. Sip ace, that super bass.